All right, folks. Well, Friday's episode of Beyond the Gates, 10 out of 10. I mean, come on. It was the concert episode. It was a good time. Let's jump in. So, we start off over at Anita and Vernon's mansion, and Sharon is once again having an anxiety attack. And, well, man, Tracy and Anita do what they can to alleviate her nerves, but it's just one of those things where, okay, Sharon, I mean, what would have happened if, let's say, the group agreed that the only way Anita would get a solo is if they all got a solo? Would you have a panic attack once you took the spotlight to yourself? And I'm not making fun of her anxiety attacks are no joke. But it just goes back to that scene at the diner when, she had first come into town and she was talking with Tracy about how, you know what, I want to use this concert and then I want to go solo. Yep. The hype we get from the reunion is enough to cause enough buzz for me to go out on my own. Well, based off what we're seeing now, she would not have gone far. So, Anita gives her friends diamonds, to celebrate the reunion, and she wants to see them on their wrist and use it as a note to show how far they come. That's when Vernon shows up and hopes Anita got one for herself, which she happily shows off. And from there, we got Naomi and Danny popping up, and everybody's happy and they're ready for the concert. And Nicole shows up too, giving them the news that Martin and Smitty are both coming to the show. So from there, the ladies, put some of their steps into action, and that's when Naomi pulls up a video of the group, and that's when Kat and Samantha arrive. So you can just tell from the jump this is going to be a happy occasion. And from there, Kat pulls her mom to the side and asks Nicole if Smitty or Martin, is one of them having an affair with each other. And Nicole quickly snuffs that out, saying, no. It's nothing like that. It's just that they need their love to be stronger than the current obstacle they're going through right now. So that's when Martin actually shows up. And, it was a cute little scene with his sister where they hug each other. And he actually steps out to make a call. Vernon, comes over to Kat and they discuss all of the relationship turmoil going on in the family right now. And that's when Kat tells Vernon that Tomas is working, so they decide to spend time together. At this point, I think Tomas won't be coming to the show. Now, from there, we go over to Anita saying that it's time for them to go over to the hotel because they have their own group rituals that they put into practice. And from there, they have a prayer. And then they head out. So, they're ready for the big show tonight. I'm excited about that. Now, we go over to the diner for a bit. And Leslie is ticked off that she didn't get tickets for the show. And she blames Ted for that. But Eva rightfully points out it's not like any of the Duprees would want to see her there anyway. And that's when Leslie says that, well, they were her favorite group. And I played their records until, they wouldn't play anymore. And I want to see them live, and I'm not going to let those snuffy, bougie folks keep me from seeing them. And that's when Eva suggests that they do a sing-along at her place instead of just sitting around glum about it. And when she steps away to go to the ladies' room, Leslie goes into Eva's purse to pay for the meal. This is whack. This is messed up. So essentially, she goes into her daughter's purse to pay for the meal, and from there actually pulls out a ticket that Ted was able to secure for Eva to go to the show. And she dips, and that's when the waitress comes over with Eva's card, and she realizes that her mom went into the purse, stole the ticket, and is like, oh no, Dad's going to kill me. So over at the hospital, Ashley tells Shanice that she's on her way home to watch puppy videos for the night, which I feel could be Jen's little cute nod to her adorable dog, Graham. If you don't follow Jen on social media or Instagram, do so. Just the most adorable puppy. Okay, so Shanice is taken aback saying, oh, I thought Andre would have taken you out to the concert. But Ashley quickly nips it in the bud, saying, no, it's not like we're a couple. And from there, she asks how, her and Derek are. And Shanice is like, everything's cool. We've been out a few times as friend, and all he does is talk about her, and he's getting old. And that's when Vanessa comes in looking fine as I don't know what. And that's when Ted comes up and tells her, wait a minute, to go to the concert alone, but Vanessa tries to get him to, change his mind about it. And he doesn't want, them to like pretend they're happily married. She just tells him to work with her and stop rattling Joey's cage in regards to the situation that they find themselves in. Sorry about that. I said Ted, I meant to say Doug. Doug shows up. And Doug doesn't want to hear any of that. She just tells him to, stop the drinking and gambling and the just regurgitation of the mouth, because it's going to get you in trouble. But even though he knows he needs to stop, he claps back by saying if she could stop hers. So essentially he's like, yeah, well, you want me to stop running my mouth and whatnot? Well, stop putting your mouth on Joey. It's like, bro, you have no leverage in this situation. It's ridiculous. So that's when Doug offers Shanice the ticket to the show, and Vanessa tries not to look pissed off. So that's pretty much it. And then Derek shows up, and Shanice is actually not there. And he actually invites Ashley to go get coffee. And I was taken aback by that. And that's when Eva rushes to Ted's office to tell him what, her mom did. And he's annoyed, but not with Eva. And it's kind of crazy how, it's really not her fault, kind of, sort of, even though she should have known not to leave her purse for her mom. But it's crazy how quickly Ted is able to not blame or forgive Eva for something, but doesn't really have that same level of grace with Kat. Now, from there, we go over to the concert hall, and Tracy and Sharon are thrilled when Vernon gets the ladies, all three of them, some beautiful flowers, and Naomi and Chelsea hand them to them. And that's when Martin and Smitty meet and admit that they feel less funky around each other. Andre and Danny talk a bit about, just, well, to be honest, I agree with Andre that she looks quite adorable. And from there, they discuss his surprise for the night, but he won't say what it is. Now, after that, Naomi asked about Smitty, how, he's doing. And, he says he's fine, but he realizes that she knows the big secret. And she tells him, well, it seems to be true, and I'll do everything I can to protect the family. And Carlton shows up. I don't think the last time I recall seeing Carlton was when he gave Ted advice at the country club about, making moves to show how sorry you are before Nicole, ends up with another man. So funny enough, he spots Martin and asks, oh, how's your mom doing? Fun. And he mentions how, Nicole, she definitely deserves some fun and happiness. And that's when Andre watches as Carlton says that he let Ted have it because his mom is one in a million. And that's when we go backstage again, and Anita hugs her kids, and Eva finds Kat, who calls her pathetic. And she's there to make eyes at Tomas, and Eva says, no, I'm not here for that at all. And she actually freaks out, rightfully so, because she sees her mom talking to Naomi and Smitty. Good Lord. That's when Kat is so pissed off, and Eva actually steps up to handle the situation. But Danny and Nicole see the back and forth, and they're rightfully pissed off. And that's when Leslie and Eva, go to their seats. And of course, Leslie makes a big deal of showing off her dress and booty. And that's when Vernon, goes a bit gangster like, you better not step out of line because this is my wife's night. And she's like, look, I'm just here as a fan. So she goes to her seat with Eva while everyone glares at her and they want to get her the hell out of there. So it's crazy to me. Well, it's actually kind of funny because this whole ordeal, you had Martin and Smitty both not wanting to go to the concert in fear that their current situation would draw attention away from Anita's reunion. But in fact, them showing up together wasn't that big of a deal. It's just that Leslie popping up, doing what she does best, is what has everybody going, oh man, all hell's about to break loose. So, the girls do one more prayer behind, backstage, and then they take off their robes, showing off their new fits, and then they go up to perform. And their first song is a hit. Everybody loves it. Everybody's cheering. Everybody looks great. And that's when Anita introduces the group. And that's when she takes center stage for her jazz solo. And she thanks her sisters, Sharon and Tracy, for making this happen, as well as their agent, Jim Price, who made her consider, getting back on the stage, along with the support from her family and husband. Now, over at the diner, Ashley and Derek tell each other that they miss each other and that he's sorry for trying to make her jealous by, going out with Shanice, but is glad she did it too with Andre. That way, it's kind of alleviating that I wasn't the only one stepping out with another person to kind of make you jealous. And the dumbest thing I ever did was to break up with her. It's just that he was angry and hurt, but promises not to make that mistake and give up on them again if she gives him another chance. Which Derek, I get it. Ashley got a lot of shit for the way she handled things, but Derek was the one who would give up. He's like, you know what? It's like, I'm leaving. I'm moving out. Or fine, you don't accept my proposal. We're done. And I am actually, I'm actually shocked that Ashley went so far as to say, look, I'm sorry, but it has nothing to do with Andre, but it's too late for me and you. And Derek calls him a player, but it's like, no, it's like, I can give you what you want. But Ashley's like, nah, I'm going to decline. And then she leaves. And I agree. It's just that Derek, I get where he's coming from, but he has to realize that you just pulled out the big guns way too quick, whether it be breaking up or proposing. You never really sat with Ashley to try to figure out if you could fix the little things that added up to be big things. Basically, I equate it to this. Ashley and Derek kind of stockpiled their issues, where it was a bunch of little things that eventually piled up and kind of smothered them both. It's kind of the same feeling like going to Dollar Tree, back when there was not a $5 and above section, when Dollar Tree was literally everything is $1. Essentially, you go in there, it's like, oh, everything's $1. I'll get a little this, a little that. And you don't think much of it until you go to the checkout and it's like, holy crap. You realize all those things you threw in the cart because, oh, it's $1 here, $1 there. Those things add up quickly. And it's overwhelming when you see the grand total. That's essentially how I look at their relationship. It's just the fact that Derek believes love and passion and promises are enough, but in actuality, that's not it. Those things look good on paper. They sound pretty to the ears. But if you're unable to fix the little issues and can't get along in a living space together, you honestly have no business getting together. And the fact that, you proposed and she said no, and honestly, I wholeheartedly am glad that she turned him down, because why get engaged when you can't even fix the little problems? So my question is, what's Derek going to do now? I mean, is he going to continue seeing Shanice? Will he pursue someone else, or will he just still try to pursue Ashley? But we'll just have to wait and see. But overall, yeah, this was a great show. I love the build up to the concert. Chelsea's redesign for the suits look great. And it was amazing to see Anita get back on stage. And maybe this one night only thing might turn into something greater. So with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in, folks. Another great week of Beyond the Gates, and the promo for next week looks fire as well. Let me know what you're excited to see go down starting August 4th, and I will catch you all in the next video.